Spike it up, holding on. Trigger, you've done it, you champion. Spike it up, wins. Stace to the lead. John's going to take out the Dudley Justice. And that's Mr. Ali. It could be. He's fighting back. Oh, look at him. Spike it up, does it.
Yes, welcome to Mobile Rolling. Big show today, Jimmy. We've got the boss of HRSA joining us, Lachie Stace coming in to talk about everything that happened at the awards night, plus his career and what's happened to him, so that's going to be exciting.
Yep.
Got a couple of things we probably need to go through just personally. I thought HRSA awards were very good.
Yes.
I did see Kenny Felters pushing a wheelbarrow down Main Street at about 11:30 with all his trophies in the rain. I was going to stop and I thought, no, the wheelbarrow won't fit, so you can walk in the rain, Kenny.
Worth a trip for Ken. Yeah, he's had a good
Yeah, he
season,
did.
hasn't he? He's put his faith in David Hardy, and David hasn't let him
No
down.
question.
And,
Yeah.
And look, Ken Rogers and Danny Hill drove most of those winners as well. So,
Yeah. And it was a case in point, like, this excuse better be it. I think he only lost once and only had probably 8 starts here for those 7 wins. Now it's gone. And it's good that they can do that and probably made a good dollar out of it. I think it's gone to Perth, has it, or New South Wales? Can't remember.
Really sure.
But either way, he's won money on the punt, he's won money on prize money, and I reckon he's probably made a couple of bucks on the sale as well. So it's a good story, really.
Very clever man.
Just wish it stayed here. Yeah.
He's done well.
Yeah.
I think overall good. Look, we had the announcement of Danny Hill and Ken Rogers
Yep.
to represent us
Fantastic.
at the Australian Driving Championships,
Yep.
and Brady Webster at the Australasian Driving Championships going to New Zealand. So he gets another overseas trip through Harness Racing SA. So well done to Brady. Looking forward to the results there and see how they go.
Yeah, it'd be great to see how they go. Of course, we had our own table at the awards night, led by our boss, who did wear his personalised belt buckle, which was great.
He let us know that he was the boss.
And I had Jack Bashara on my left ear and Liz Barbaro on my right ear. And I tell you, I said before, she swallowed a dictionary for lunch. Well, she did. Ran out of words about 11:30. And Jack,
Couldn't get a word in.
that ear started to bleed about 9:30. So it was terrific. I had a good night.
That's good. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, I had to sit next to Max.
And I still won. I still came out on top.
You got a headache, but it was nothing to what I got. Just quickly, Movember.
Yep.
David Smith, Corey Johnson, wearing the Movember colours for prostate cancer for the month of November. So that'll be something good, and let's hope they drive plenty of winners in those colours. Yeah.
That'll be good. I don't participate in Movember, mate. It's just
Me
a
either.
total embarrassment for me.
Why?
I would take 3 years
To grow a
to
mane.
grow a moustache.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I grew one, it'd come up with ginger and grey and, and probably bald spots too. All right. Anything else?
No, I reckon we should go to a quick break and come back with our first
Special
guest.
guest for episode 10.
Just Wrecking Toyota, South Terrace Wingfield, for all your recycled and reconditioned parts. Our huge range covers almost every model in the vast Toyota stable. Proudly South Australian with over 25 years in the automotive recycling industry. So, if you want to save some serious money on anything Toyota, call us on 8359 4499 for fast and friendly service.
And welcome back to Mobile Rolling. After our intro, we've got a very, very special guest in today, Jimmy. We've got
He
the
is
boss back
special.
in of HRSA. We only had him in about a month ago.
Yep.
But he had to leave early, and he's come with the same excuse today. But we're still going to get him.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Welcome, Gary.
Morning, afternoon, boys.
Settle down. It's night time. We go to air night time.
Now you're off to,
I've worked through the night, so as far as I'm concerned, it's morning.
now you're off to a very quick appointment after this. Where are you going?
I have a second job actually. I do home loans. It's people don't realise that that's what I do, but that's what I try to do to pay the bills.
Okay.
Good on you, mate.
Can't interest you in one, Rocky, can I? Oh, you wouldn't need one.
No,
I am one.
same
Need a
business.
partner.
Huh?
You need a partner.
Yeah, I do. You meet the criteria?
HRSA
Rocky's
award.
honest.
Gee, this is going well.
Now let's get serious.
So,
Let's talk about Wavell. What's
Okay,
happening? Because there's going to be changes at Wavell.
The Three Stooges.
We have spoken about how we were going back to the old Wavell days where the parade ring was behind the grandstand, the horses were going to be stabled there, but that's not the case. There's a change, Gary.
Yeah, we were down at Wavell this morning, the early hours of this morning, a few hours ago, and we had a look at everything, and basically the stalls, which were the old stalls, they've made adjustments for them, and above the stalls they've sort of got little racks for the cattle people to put their gear in, and it's probably unsafe for the horses. So we will be changing over to the other side, and the stalls are very good. We had Lane Johnson there checking out as a trainer and driver, and the area that behind basically the kids' little pavilion that they have on Royal Show Day, that will be the grass area, will be where the band is, and people can sit there with their rugs and the kids and whatever. So so the horses will be over the other side. All right,
so they'll be, say, the track, so it's virtually on the corner of the back straight, going into the back straight to that side.
It's on the southern side of the track. So,
okay. Yeah. All right. Well, there's something there, something new, and things are going well with Wavell. I mean, I'm pretty excited about going back to Wavell, and I think everyone should be, because I think it's been the best show that Harness Racing SA have put on in the last 5 years that I can remember. When we had it 2 years ago in October, I just felt that Harness Racing SA threw on a party. Let's have some fun. Everyone had fun. Everyone enjoyed the racing. Everyone enjoyed the atmosphere that was there, which we've been missing for a while. And I think it was a huge positive, and well done. A big tick to HRSA.
Well, basically they've taken the product back to the people, so that's the situation.
Yeah.
With going back to Wavell, you'll get the nostalgic people, but also it's Friday the 13th, and we are promoting it sort of as a corporate Christmas party function.
Yep.
And it's certainly completely different than for people that haven't seen Wavell. You have to go to Wavell because it's like a big coliseum. Really.
If you haven't been to the trots before, you've got to go to Wavell to enjoy a great night of racing.
Yeah, it's great, and all of those that drove last time, some of them have got to go to the Interdinium in New Zealand. We won't be seeing those, but we have a great selection of drivers, and they look upon it as a privilege to be asked to drive there, which is that's something that shows how special it is.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, you'd love to turn the clock back, wouldn't you? And just even if there was a new track built to be closer to the city, because I'm sure you've enjoyed being able to sell the corporate side of it pretty easily, and that would happen on a regular basis if it was closer to the city.
CBD.
You could dream up all sorts of events and have corporate sales there, and now the Ticketek have taken over the public sales. I mean, and that's only started this week, so who knows how many they'll get there. Hopefully around that 8 to 10 grand mark, but more importantly, the corporate side of it's the sales that you need to make straight away and get it going. So well done.
As far as the track's concerned, the last time we had to do a fair bit of work on it. Lane Johnson was down there today with a core and a whole pile of things and checked everything out with Ross Neal and Simon Ewan.
Yep.
And it's in really good nick, so we probably don't need to spend anywhere near what we did last time.
Yep.
Okay. So it just really needs a little bit of shell grit on the top, and it'll be a great racing service. So we've already started horses starting to qualify with stands and whatever, because obviously they're standing starts. So between now and the end of November, once they qualify from a stand, you don't have to redo it. So those people that are thinking of going to Wavell, it's not get in and get your horses qualified, because we have 8. We only have 8 in a race, and we probably will have say 7 or 8 races. It's probably seven race program. So we need to make sure we got horses there for starters.
Yeah, right.
Friday the 13th, December. Be there.
Yep. HRSA Awards. Happy with that?
Good night. Good crowd. Crowd was good.
Crowd was
number-wise
140 something.
Yeah. Terrific.
Probably to see 15 tables of smiling, happy faces was really heartening. Won't go through all the winners, but there were a couple of things that probably we need to take, let the people know. There was a couple of things. There was a couple of media awards, and one went to Paul Courts.
Yep.
Which was the story on the closure of Weagle Oval, I think. And Lincoln Moore got a merit award. I think that was a story on the return of Danny Hill. The horse of the year was won by Emain Macca. He ran 3rd in the Cup here. He ran 2nd in the Mildura Cup, both Group 2 races. I think he won Italian Cup. I think he won a Warrigal Cup.
Wedderburn Cup.
Yeah. And he was
he had a good
by
season.
far the standout horse.
Yeah.
there was a couple of things. The Jim Hurley medal, which is done on a voting basis, not on it's actually structured
week by week.
Yep. Ken Rogers was the winner of that, and he was he's very humble in his speech. He doesn't say a lot, Ken, but I think he realised the magnitude of winning that.
Yep.
The Nevada Smoke Award, which is an achievement award, which is given to either can be a person, a horse, an event, an administrator, a club, or whatever, was given to Phil Wood for. Well, he's still in the industry, but he's had over 34 years on the committee at Mount Gambier. He's done numerous things. A lot of people didn't know that he actually was a trainer from 85 to 89. We didn't mention his training record, but he did advise me on Saturday that he did train one winner.
Yeah.
So he did get the scoreboard going.
That's good.
And a chairman's award, which was initiated about 3 years ago with Chris Hartwig when he was the chairman, it was given. I had no hesitation in giving that to Bob and Marilyn Fowler from Allwood Stud in Western Australia, and they have put so much money into South Australia when, they don't race horses here, and they've given free services to studs, and they've given money to and helped Danny and Paul Cavallaro. And there was one other really important thing that on the night that Paul Cavallaro, who was injured in that fall in the Derby, and is not going to drive again. The HRSA have appointed Paul as the industry mentor, and that is for mainly the young people, but anyone. They may have a health problem, a drug problem, a driving problem. They may need to be young people that want to go to the trials, and I don't think you could not name a better bloke than Paul Cavallaro to be in that role, and he's actually wrapped to be in the role, and we're absolutely excited that we can start promoting him, and he's going to be on hand to help those. And his title is industry mentor, which is, I'm absolutely wrapped.
And not before time, really. When you think about it, it probably should have been something that was in the system years ago. So well done to get it rolling and do that for sure.
And he's highly respected, and he's a very good orator, and he understands. He's been to the top, and he's had some lows. So. We're very, very, very proud to have him on board, and I know he'll do a great job.
Thanks very much to Ross and Gary Crocker, who gave me a call probably a week ago now and mentioned this role to me, and we had a bit of a chat about it, and I sort of thought, it is a really important role. We've got a lot of young people involved in the sport, and look, it can be quite a daunting experience when you're a young guy or girl coming through the industry, and you're getting called into stewards' rooms and learning how to drive and all that sort of stuff, and you question on why you did this and why you did that, and maybe suspended or warned or whatever, and it can be quite daunting. So in the past we haven't really had anybody that these young people can come and speak to, and I'm probably lucky. I've been around for quite a while now, probably 30 odd years, and fairly experienced in the game now, and had a little bit of a break and sat back and watched everything. And when the guys came to me and asked me would I be interested in this, I said yeah, for sure. If I can help out at all, more than pleased to. And if any of the young people have got any questions, whatever it may be, please come and give me a call or come and see me. I'm only too happy to help, so thank you.
I'm going to turn the clock back a bit because you've had a few different hats that you've worn over the years, a Horse of the Year dinner. I mean, the Media Guild, remember we used to have barbecues at Dominic Barbaro's place. There was guys like Dennis Brown, Jamie Braidwood.
John Bashara. We used to have the former tennis champion, David Sharp, who used to play tennis, and I thought, this bloke can hit a ball okay. I'd played a bit of tennis, and then they said, you played Linton Cup, which is the juniors at Wimbledon. I thought, we'll just have a swim, I think.
But there was quite, Ian Bartlett was part of that. We had like
the
Media Guild.
The late Ian Fewings.
Ian Fewings. So the Media Guild was that, and that sort of disappeared off the face of the earth. But look, I think the Horse of the Year, that was the first time I'd been for about 5 years, and enjoyed the night. I thought Lachlan and Stace did a great job as the MC. I think the night rolled pretty well. I know years ago that there was an embarrassment for, I think it might have been in the time when Mark Carey was the CEO of Harness Racing SA, where the horse that won the Horse of the Year actually didn't even win its age group category, and that was a voting that was back in those days. There used to be an embargo for people to not tell anyone who they voted for and who won the category. So they used to just vote on the category and then vote on the horse of the year without knowing who the category winners were. But now you know the category winners are, and you vote for those to be the horse of the year. But somehow it got through where the horse that won the horse of the year didn't actually win the 3-year-old category that it was in. But that was years ago. It was a little bit of, but they've doctored it up since then. I think that was back in Mark Carey's time, many years ago when he was CEO. But yeah, look, I think everyone appreciated it. It went a long night. Like, it was a long night, and there was always something going all the way through. You know, so
I think the meal was fantastic. Lachlan. I had a couple of people asking me how old Lachlan was, and I thought I knew. I thought he was under 21, and they said no, he's 19. They said, oh, he's got to be 20. But what he does is, when he's so good at that role, that he makes people feel comfortable as soon as he speaks. And I think from the start, that's what he did.
No, he did a good job.
And he does a fantastic job. So.
And a very good evening, everyone. Welcome along to the Mawson Lakes Hotel and Function Centre for this year's Horse of the Year Awards. I'm your MC, Lachlan Stace.
And he's gone from strength to strength and just signed a deal with Tabcorp to
good on him.
So that's good.
Yeah, no, we're hoping to find out a bit more from Lachlan, because he's going to be on the show a little bit later on. Okay. So we'll find
later
out.
on this
we'll
evening,
ask him about it
around midnight. Yeah.
Can we just?
Yeah, look, the only other person that spoke more than Lachlan was Liz on our table. She just wouldn't shut up, would she?
Yeah, no, she ate a dictionary for lunch. Ran out of words about 11:45.
That's harsh. I heard something different than that, but anyway.
Hey, got 2 minutes to go and through a couple of issues with you, mate, rather than just have a little fun. We've got to.
Okay, I'll tell you a couple of positives first. Out of yesterday's board meeting, the board have approved breeding incentives.
Excellent.
Which are $300 for. There's a couple of stallions that are standing for free here in South Australia.
Yep.
That $300 will go to the stud master that's got the stallion. The others that are for people that are paying for their services.
Yep.
The $300 will go to the owner of the mare when it gets served.
Okay, fantastic.
So that's an incentive.
Yep.
And it's only for mares based in South Australia. So if they happen to send the semen interstate, it doesn't count. It's just for South Australian based. That's that one. Just one quick one before you ask a question is the yearling sales. we have still got some yearling sales. We still have some vacancies. There's been a couple of horses that one Port Pirie, unfortunately, the horse died, and another one. So if anyone does have a yearling they thought has missed out, that would be great. And there's still some spots available in the non-sale entry for those that don't want to sell it but would like to be part of the $100,000 the Orwood. Okay. So that's it, right? Will you ask me what we need to know?
No, just a few things.
Give him a hard one.
Well, they're not hard ones.
No,
but
give him a hard one. They give it to him too easy.
Well, the first one's a bit of a hard one. Relationship between HRSA and Globe Derby Park. How do you see that heading? Is it heading in the right direction, or is it stalemate again through their perception of financial issues, or is that too hard to?
We've never really had an issue with South Australian Harness Racing Club. The issue we have is that the participants keep saying, you know, you can't get anything to eat there, and and they've sold some land which haven't been paid, and a whole pile of stuff. But all of that's beyond our control. So we would love them to be everything to be kosher, and they've been paid and whatever. But at the moment, that's not the case, and unfortunately, we can't. We don't run the club, unfortunately, and it's the pressure that we're getting from other clubs that are saying, well, what can you do about it? But we basically can't do much at all.
Anything at all.
So any interference or anything that's going to come has either got to come from their members or HRA Australia if they deem that what they're doing is bringing the industry into whatever.
We only ask these questions because
people are asking you.
Yeah, they don't know. You know,
exactly.
So it's good to get your point of view on that. The national rating system, we had Ross in last week or the week before.
Last week.
And he's of the opinion, because he's got to put his financial hat on, that it's working really well because turnover's going up, the fields are more even, but then you go back to the trainers, owners of the horses, all of a sudden the horses that we could get 4 or 5 wins out of if we brought them over from Victoria, now we're looking at maybe 1 or 2. So cases in point is there's two unraced 4-year-olds on Saturday night at Pirie that are up against 50 raiders because they come in as 50 raiders. Now they're up against horses that have had 40 starts. So if they've only been to the trials, they haven't been under the duress of getting out of the gate super hard. They haven't been under the duress of having to take off at the 800 instead of the 400. And trainers are worried that those horses will be burnt out or can't possibly win until they start losing points, which might take 6 weeks. By then the owner's going, you know what, I don't like this game much.
Yeah, and I can see that. And the problem is, I do believe a lot of the handicappers looking at the system under the old, we don't want C1 horses going back into the COs because it's whatever. But I believe that they probably should allow some concessions for juniors on it to let them back in under the 50. They had to make a mark somewhere in the sand, right? But to get them in there and say, okay, if you win a race, you can't go back in there for another 10 starts.
Yeah.
But on the other side of the coin, if you've got a horse that's unraced and you're in against a horse that's had 30 or 40 starts and is the same grade, it ain't much good.
No, but it's seasoned.
That's the issue.
It's seasoned.
Yeah, so you know what I mean? That's the issue. So it's
to
not
me,
the horse
stronger.
that hasn't raced, it's the one that have raced and aren't much chopped. So
Yeah.
I really believe, and I think last time I was on, I said I believe in the system, but I do think that there's too many shackles with the actual race programming, trying to stifle. You know, we haven't got enough horses in our pool to have restrictions.
That's my next question.
So
to you.
it's the programming, I think, that may be causing a little bit of
because we've got one which you probably know about in race 1 on Saturday night.
I haven't looked at
Okay, well it's an up to 52 raider.
Yep.
Right. But it's random barrier draw and no mares concessions. So number 11 is a 41 raider, right?
And which normally it would have been drawn 1.
Which normally would have drawn 1.
And if that was the case,
So-
you'd say, well, I'll take it to Perry, I've got a chance to win, and I'll draw the 1 and I'll
But it
leave.
did
That's
win
right.
2 starts ago.
It doesn't matter. It's
What's
up
the horse
against-
in
it's up
Nicky Pink Lily.
It's up against 52s, yeah. So say Max Beasley lives at Strath and he thought his horse was going okay, draws 11, he's got to drive 5 hours to Pirrie
No, he'd leave on Friday.
to lose, drive all the way home.
We've all
and-
done that.
Yeah, I understand that, but South Australians don't like we're in the way shorts, do we? We don't travel. You know?
We don't. Anyway, next question.
It's a big issue. So that's the sort of
They'll travel
programming
within their own postcode.
that we need to get better. And without being a smart ass here because the fields are now out, I look a month in advance because I've got 7 now in our stable, so I need to know where they can race. As soon as I saw this programming of a Saturday night meeting at Pirrie and a Monday meeting at poor old Max's joint at Strath, I knew that wouldn't hold up because they're not going to travel to Pirrie, come home with the petrol they've had to buy, and then travel another hour and a half. That's the excuse that South Australians will use to go to 2 away meetings in 2 days. They're not going to do it.
And unfortunately, that's in New South Wales and Victoria. They travel everywhere.
They do.
And here we don't. So
They do.
You know,
but they've got, at the same time frame, we've got 2 meetings to choose from. They've got 6.
But then you have a look at Albion Park and Redcliffe. They've only got 2 tracks in Queensland.
Yeah.
And they have meetings 5-6 days a week.
Yeah, they do.
But yeah, anyway, I think it comes down to a pool of horses.
Pool of
as well.
horses is what it comes
If you
down
had another 60 horses in the pool,
Yeah.
you'd say, well, it's going to be easier to win at Strath if I jump to the
Yeah.
front than it is at Pirrie, so you go to Strath.
Yeah. That's right.
Then run into Max's Superstar and get beaten anyway.
I know.
Anything else?
No, we've been wound up by
Yeah, Max has done that for the last
wagon
5
wheel
minutes.
over here.
Max,
We'll have to get John again, Gary.
That'd be good.
At some stage, maybe not the end of this season, maybe next season.
well, Rocky was going to ask about board appointments. You might need to pre-tape it, Jimmy. I might not be here.
All right, thanks, Gary Crocker, the chairman of the board of Harness Racing SA. We'll take a break and come back with more.
Good.
Hi, I'm Darryl Hall from Tyre Powered Cheltenham, where you get the buying power of a huge range of tyre brands. We stock all major big brands: Toyo, Kumho, Mickey Thompson, Maxxis, Michelin. So come down and see me at Tyre Powered Cheltenham.
Welcome back to Mobile Rolling, and it's punters time. Jack Bashara, he's back. Jack is back.
Jimmy.
Congratulations, Jack. Well
Rocky.
done, Rocky. Nice to have you as a lead for a while, but hey. All right, here's the update. Okay, after episode 9, we have Jack, who had $20 on the page boy to win at $2.90, so it gave him 3 points plus $38 profit. Then the each way. Smackwater Jack, 10 each way, $4.80 and $1.40 gives him another 3 points plus $42 profit.
Unbelievable.
So he is now on 24 points and plus $151. So that's a good increase, nearly double, more than double on the dollars, because last week it was 18 points plus 71. So well done, Jack. Jack is back. Rocky. Now, after episode 8, you were 20 points plus $163.
Yep.
$20 on Blinding Light to win. Second, looked like he was going to win. 2 points only, no dollars, minus $20.
Yep.
God of Thunder, 10 each way, fourth. You back them straight out, they run second. You back them each way, they run fourth. 0 points, minus $20. So Rocky, after episode 9, 22 points plus $123. So you're still within range.
Yep.
Just got to go bang, bang
got
these
him this
last
week.
2 weeks.
See, I did a lot of work.
Never
Yeah.
forget, Jimmy, the sun shines on a dog's bottom sometimes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and gets burnt.
All right. Now, the good thing, though, is...
How about you, mate?
I'm in the positive now. First time ever.
beauty.
My $20 on a rack bill, she was scratched.
Yeah.
So, you know, what I could do, I mean, being with the Rafferty rules, I could say, well, that $20 goes on to win because I picked the rack bill to win, but I had to put it each way. So the money that you have goes like, if your each way is scratched, and it goes on the win. If your win is scratched, it goes on the each way. So I've had $20 each way, Smackwater Jack, $4.80, $1.40, 3 points for winning, plus $84 profit. I'm now on 19 points plus $32. I'm in the black. I want to stay in the black. So
that was huge odds, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Smackwater Jack.
Yeah, it was.
Look, people were concerned about the track bias. That didn't really come into play because there was a quick first quarter, and he was able to. And look, he wasn't pushed 4 wide down the back, and that's what everyone seems to think. When you're out 4 wide down the back straight, you just can't improve.
He drove him well too.
Yeah, exactly. He drove him with confidence and flair, and got the cash, and it made you happy.
It did.
Hope you had something on the all up, Jack.
I
did something nice, Jack?
I did have an all up.
Beautiful, beautiful. Right, now this week, Port Perry, let's go.
Port Perry, right. We're going to go into race 4.
Race 4.
And my special is number 9, She's a Shark.
She's a Shark.
Yep.
All right. So
I think there's a really good horse in that race,
Jack,
Jack,
$20 to win on She's a Shark. So you're going with her to go solid performance last start.
Yep.
She's a Shark, a metre and a half, hard driven Major Mutzer, Houston fly towards the outside, winding up. Illawong Jerry, Michelle Phillips looking for some running room, can't get it, Best of Beauty needs running room as well. Big finish, She's a Shark on the far side, coming out at Major Mutzer, down the outside rail, literally Houston fly, Illawong Jerry gets out, Major Mutzer. Maybe Major Mutzer in the centre, a nose, 2, either. She's a Shark.
Second to Fort Courage.
Yep.
Last half 57. I think this horse will run on strong, and I think it's the one to beat.
Okay.
I think we'll go the each way in race 7. Each way number 9, British General.
Yeah.
Namesake British Workmen's Club.
Yes.
So it might be a bit of an omen.
Okay.
But I think it's nearly ready to win a race.
Yeah, definitely went better on Monday.
It went a lot better Monday.
Frank Policino's horses are gradually getting better with every run. It's like he's brought them in a little bit underdone, and they're getting fitter with every run.
And it's not a strong field.
Yep.
It's a very winnable race.
Okay.
So we'll work on those two.
All right, so Jack's gone race 4, number 9, She's a Shark, $20 on the win, and his each way is race 7, number 9, British General, 10 each way. Rocky, what have you got, mate?
Well, I did have race 7, number 9 as my best each way.
Yes.
But I'm changing that.
Why?
You can't catch the leader if you just run alongside of him.
Oh, that's a manipulation then. So, you're manipulating.
So there's no point in that.
I'm going to tell you this, British General was my each way special
right,
too.
Well, it's got to be a winner, doesn't it?
I'm going against that.
It's got to be a winner.
All right.
And
so
I'll give you a chance. I'll go race 6, number 8, Manly Mac.
Manly Mac. Okay, Rocky each way. Is that your each way you said?
Yep.
Yeah, 10 each way, Manly Mac.
Been spinning around down at Tassie until he was dizzy and came home.
Resuming from a spell.
Resuming from the spell. He's trialled okay Sunday. And the field is not great, so he'll look the winner at some stage, but Manly Mac's very good at that as well.
And, he doesn't savage that finish.
No, but
that's why we're going each way.
I'm taking a chance with him that he's learnt some manners, and he'll try and find the post. So he's my each way. And I've been raving about it for weeks about getting a good draw, and my win bet is in race 1, so I'll kick off early. And
Glider?
I think Glider has got the draw to win that race. They'll go along hard.
Yep.
Up the top, surely, with Sucralose and I'd Rather Armour. They'll go along. Rock and Roll King will drop out, I think. Batman Bart will go back, so he should get a good run.
Didn't handle the track last night, Rock and Roll King.
No.
He was hanging again. Did not handle the track.
So they'll definitely go back. So I think he'll get further forward, and that's all he'll need to.
He won't be winning.
To win one.
I tell you what, there's more than a rough chance that El Comandante will hold Sucralose early.
Yeah, well,
begins okay.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
He won't
She did begin pretty quick on Monday to lead, and I'm sure that Wayne Hill will come out guns a-blazing trying to get across, but I think Lisa Ryan's on El Comandante.
Okay.
And Johnny Phillips will be, if he gives her instructions to go out guns a-blazing.
They are Johnny's instructions, aren't they?
Usually, yeah. That's
I
why
want to
John
see a
used
match
to
race
drive.
between Steve Malday and Johnny Phillips.
Yeah.
Let's hope Steve's pulled up okay from his tumble the other way. So we're going $20 a win on Glider, race 1, number 9, and your each way is race 6, number 8, Manly Mac.
Yep.
Now, you said we've got to go differently. I've told you my each way special is British General, so I'm having 10 each way there. I'm not going to change that. I'm not going to change my mind. Whatever happens,
You're following a good judge, dude.
Well, actually, I
judge.
picked that before you come along, but that's okay.
Yeah. But
I'm going against Jack in race 4. I'm going to make Ultimate One my best bet.
It's out 3 wide, Ultimate One. Good finish coming up. Come on, Elvis, trying to get into the clear. Killer Dragon coming right down the outside. Roll of 7 beaten. Grabbed by Velox Equus, who's grabbed by Ultimate One. Killer Dragon down the outside. Come on, Elvis, can't get through. Taking the lead was Ultimate One. Ultimate One's doing enough, and Ultimate One wins it.
In the same race against She's a Shark. So I'm going race 4, number 10, Ultimate One.
Can't you bloke see class number 10?
Why? What do you mean?
Number 11.
Starlight Rainbow? Well, you haven't tipped it, so it can't be any good. So my best, $20 a win, race 4, number 10, Ultimate One. And are you in that one?
Yeah.
Race 7, number 9, British General each way. So tell us about your horse, Starlight Rainbow. How's it going to go?
He'll need some luck, but I tell you, mate, if he's within 10 metres at the 250,
So when
they
you make him your
better
each
look
way?
out.
When you make it each
Well,
way?
I was hoping I probably shouldn't have brought it up, because I do think it's a very, very nice
you want
each
to
way
keep
bet.
that one to yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I got 15.
Honesty John over here.
I got 15 owners in
earlier.
my Where the Fox At syndicate, mate.
Now, Rock, we don't want any winners that's going to win from here to Whyalla.
No. Where's this going to win from? From here to... No.
We don't want any more of them, Rock.
No.
I had 2 of those.
Yeah, one of them got beat.
Yeah.
The other one won, though, by a head.
I think, and Rock, I think you've jumped off blinding light too soon.
You reckon?
Yeah.
He's given him 4 chances. How many you want? Anyway, so this is episode 10. So we got this week and next week, and that's it as far as the tipping, because the winner will be announced on episode 12, the final episode of season 2.
I'm looking forward to winning that.
Yeah, you've got a little bit of work to do.
You have.
He might. Jack's at the front.
Yeah.
Rocky's gone from chest pumped up to... And Jack's now going on the bit, travelling well. All right, that's it for the betting segment. The good thing is, if you're following these guys and you're betting what we've announced, you're making a profit. So let's hope you've done that, but gamble responsibly. We'll go to a break and come back with more.
Etches. With over 30 years combined experience, we endeavour to make your presentation the best it can be. We specialise in all things corporate, from your company's major awards through to your club's trophy needs, as well as sports uniforms and equipment. Our giftware range is second to none, which you can view on eBay. All you do is just type in Etches. Etches is proud to be your one-stop shop, making everything a whole lot easier for you. Etches, proudly supporting harness racing in South Australia. Please come and see us at 142 Port Road, Home Marsh.
Welcome back to Mobile Rolling. Rocky, We've got a young man alongside us who we're going to find out about his story because he's part of our team on mobile rolling. Lachlan, Stace.
Hey Jim, Rocky, fantastic to be here.
Now, when we were at the Horse of the Year dinner, I think it was Ross Neal that said, congratulations to Lachlan because you've signed a contract with Tab.
Yep.
Tell us about that.
I've signed a contract with Tab Corp and I'm now a part-time casual race caller, which is fantastic. I signed it last week and it was on the cards for about a month beforehand. So I'm now permitted to call race meetings here in South Australia, greyhounds and harness meetings, which is just fantastic. It's a big step in the right direction for me. It's something that I wanted to happen for a couple months, and it finally all came together, and yeah, it's just a fantastic feeling.
Yeah. So what's the next step? To try and be a full-time commentator? Is that your target? Is that the bucket list or what?
Eventually, but I'm really just enjoying what I'm doing at the moment. Hopefully that does happen one day, but I know that's still a bit far off, and I've just got to keep working hard, and you know, I still got a lot to learn as a race caller. I've just got to try and keep learning and keep pushing forward, and hopefully one day that dream comes true.
Well, I've got to tell you this, Rocky. I met this young man 9 years ago. You're 19 now, aren't you?
Yep, would be 9 years ago, 2010. Yeah.
2010. His mum sent me an email message. Somehow she got my email address through, I think through Facebook or something like that, and just sent a message. My son, which is Lockie, he just loves racing. All he wants to do is go to the trots. He wants to be a commentator, blah, 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 all the things about racing. Is there any chance that he can come up to the commentary box, because we had trots on a Friday night back in those days at Globe Derby, to sit up and watch you call a race? Because I was his idol, was being the operative word, right? Things have changed since then, okay? So back in those days, I was a good guy, right? So I thought, yeah, all right, I'll give this kid a 10th birthday present, won't buy him anything. So Steve Mulcahy was the chair of stewards at the time. I rang Steve up, I said, look, Steve, got this young kid that's got his 10th birthday. Any chance he can get a start in the mobile, sit in the back of the mobile with the starter? And Steve said, yeah, we can do that, no worries. And I think Rod Fourier was the starter at that time. And then Steve said, well, if you want, we can get him to sit in after race inquiry in the stewards room. So he got a seat in the stewards room as well. Then Darryl Southgate, who was on the stewards board at that time, he said, I'll come up with me in the stewards tower and watch a race from the stewards tower.
Wow. Yeah, that was fantastic.
So you were hooked?
Oh yeah, I was, yeah.
So here's this guy. I was a good guy back in those days, so I gave him a good
well, you probably were, because little did you know that his ulterior motive was to kick you out of your seat and take
Exactly. Yeah, he probably prays at night. He'd just make Jake sick or die or something like that.
Yeah. He still says that.
Yeah, no doubt. So anyway...
The good thing is though, mate, can I say?
Yes.
Because you've been his mentor along the way.
I haven't been his mentor. He's done his own thing.
He's done his own thing. Yeah.
He's actually had a bit of
you've guided him, haven't you? You know, you're not giving yourself the credit.
No, not at all. Not at all. I've left it up to him. I tried to guide him. He didn't want to listen to me. He had another person that was giving him instructions.
That was me.
Jamie Braidwood helped him out with a few things when you first started getting work experience and calling the odd race at the trots at Globe Derby. But I've left him alone to do his own thing. Every now and then I give him a few little pointers, but I can't say that his progress I've had anything to do with. All right, that's true. Now I'm going to say this, all right, and I don't care if you get offended with this or not, right? But when I saw Lachlan at 10 years of age, and he knows, and everyone that knows him close knows, that he had a massive speech impediment, right? And pronunciation of words, you're atrocious. You're atrocious. And in the back of my mind, I thought, well, here's this kid, he's got his 10th birthday, we'll let him celebrate, blah, blah, blah. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking, you got no hope of calling a race, mate. I want to give you 1,000 to 1 about him calling a race. But something that Lachlan said at the start, he said, I've worked hard and I'm working hard. And I've got to say, I take my hat off to you for where you've got at this stage, because I would have given you 1,000 to 1. I would have been broke. I would have taken on all the bets you wanted with 1,000 to 1 about him calling a race. And now he's got to where he has, and it's through good hard work. You've had a lot of work with speech therapists to help you along, but my hat goes off to him.
Absolutely.
He's proved me wrong, and And I'm happy that he's proved me wrong, even though most of the time I get the poops up when someone proves me wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But well done, Lachie. You've done really well. But so you're virtually living the dream, but every step you're just getting closer and closer and closer to having that absolute dream.
Yeah, and I hope it happens one day, mate. It just, everything keeps progressing along nicely. You know, as I said, there's still work to be done, and I'm working very hard at the greyhounds, trying to become a better greyhound caller. It's the same with the trots, Sunday mornings at the trials, just trying to work on things where I can improve and where I can get better. And as it is a lot of hard work, but I'm just really enjoying the ride at the moment, and really enjoying this time in my life. I'm young, I've still got a lot of work to do, but just trying to soak it all in, and that's been the main thing. I'm very lucky as well to be able to call a couple of races on each race meeting at Globe Derby. Like, that's an amazing opportunity. I look around the country and I don't see a lot of people getting that opportunity, and the fact that I've been given that is just amazing.
Yeah.
So,
I tried to instill into like his head that like he's only 19 and he's got where he's got, whereas it took me 15 years when I started calling pony races and trials to actually getting a job of commentating. So he's done
really well.
Very well, and I think that's helped him with the motivation to keep going. But he's got more get up and go than me. Like I would have, probably spat the dummy at some stage. You know what I mean?
I agree with what you're saying, because commentators, they're kind of like wicket keepers in cricket, aren't they? There's a lot of them around and they don't retire generally that early. So, you know, you look in Victoria and you hear different commentators every day of the week. The same 10, but they're going to different places all the time. Here, there's you and Yatesy and
you got to wait for one of us to die.
So you've got to wait for holidays or time off or whichever way it works to try and get in there and ply your trade and do a really good job on that day and not be nervous about it and do your best, because it's almost like another dress rehearsal, isn't it? So it's for what you're doing, mate, I think it's terrific. Would you go interstate if the opportunities arose, or you want to stay here?
If the offer was there, I would go interstate.
Would you?
Nothing personal, but I would go interstate. If there was an opportunity came up tomorrow, yes, I would. I feel like that's something I would have to do. You know, I've spoken with my family about it a couple of times, and I said if something does come up, which probably isn't likely at this stage, but if something did come up down the line, then I probably would move interstate. But at the moment, I'm just enjoying my time here. Ideally, if I could stay in Adelaide and do this, then that would be the situation I wanted. But at the same time, I know that maybe something's going to come up interstate. So if something did, then I would move.
The key word that was in that description was family, right? Because now you're starting to you got your L plates, but mum and dad and auntie and whoever would just take him everywhere. Everywhere.
I'm very lucky.
And without them, mate, you know,
I'd be nowhere.
And so they've realised. So when you're thinking about it, he's actually a spoilt brat, right? Because he's got his mum and his dad and his auntie that take him everywhere to fulfil his dream of being a commentator.
Right, well, can I help you out a little bit more then? If they're so good to you, how about you just try and get them to find about 160,000, give it to him and he'll go.
Do that. And then he's not immoral to get the job, you see.
Oh, if you recommend him, you know, through your vast experience in the industry, surely they'd give him the gig and he can live happily ever after for 3 months.
Yeah, maybe. Anything else in closing?
No, that's it, mate.
Right,
Thanks,
Lachie.
guys.
Well done, mate.
Thank you.
I take my hat off to you.
Cheers. Thanks, Rocky.
You've proven me wrong. And he's a reasonable person to go with it as well. We'll come back after a break.
See the boys down at Modry Battery Services. With over 40 years of experience in batteries, stocking the largest range in supercharged batteries with more power, longest life and battery warranty. So specialising in auto electrical and aircon regas and repairs.
Welcome back to Mobile Rolling, the close of the show, episode 10, season 2. We've had Gary Crocker, couldn't shut him up. Lachlan Stace couldn't shut him up. Jack Bashara couldn't shut him up. So, we've had an extended
I know,
show
she's a long
time.
show, this one.
No doubt Samantha Pascoe driving a double on Monday. You'd take credit to that because you asked to have her on the show here not long ago. So we're back to the old season 1 thing.
I've rewarded her too, mate. I've put her on Starlight Rainbow Saturday night.
Beautiful.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's hope Sam gets a winner for you.
That'll be good. One thing I just want to admit, it's not South Australian, but Melbourne Cup Day, Yarra Valley.
Yes.
They've got nearly 90 nominations for the 9 races on grass. So there's 2 things out of that. I'll look forward to seeing all the replays on Tuesday night to see how the horses went on the track, and B, how close to their 5,000 crowd they are expected to get there on Cup Day.
Okay.
And personally, I hope it works really, really well, and it makes us rethink about grass track racing here to try and get people into something different in our code.
I think we've got to have novelties.
Yep.
Because, and it's worldwide now.
Yep.
People with modern technology, they don't have to go to the races anymore. They stay at home, they watch it on television,
no, they need
have
a
the bets
reason
on their phone, they can do it and especially at Globe Derby, where there's the old days of following the market moves in the betting ring. That's not there because there's no betting ring at Globe Derby.
No.
And any other track you go to, there's not really. So
no, that's right.
The way it comes with modern technology, the fixed odds are open early in the morning. Punters launch into that, and basically.
Then the robots take over.
So what happens there is you've got to have something different. So unless it's a special event, and it's virtually anywhere in the world, but definitely in the Southern Hemisphere, unless it's a special event, you get a poor crowd. You have a special event, you get a big crowd. You know, like even in New Zealand, the Tuesday after the Melbourne Cup, you have the New Zealand Cup.
Yep.
I haven't been for about 4 years, but they get about 25,000 people that go to that.
That's unreal, isn't it?
And it's the only place in the Southern Hemisphere that they get more people that go to the Trotting Cup than the Thoroughbred Cup.
Wow.
Yeah. So they only get about 16,000 that go to the Thoroughbred Cup. Which I think is at Riccarton from memory.
Yep.
But as far as Christchurch and the South Island as well, they get 25,000 people there.
Fantastic. Yeah. Yep, let's just try a few things, mate.
We have to. Got to try something different. Don't forget about Wavell, as Gary mentioned, 13th of December. If you haven't been to the trots before, make sure you go to Wavell on the 13th of December.
Yep.
That's it for episode 10, Rocky.
We're out, mate.
We're done. Thanks for your time. Long show. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next week.